Welcome to our deep dive into MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane.
Yeah.
We've got a really interesting mix of excerpts from the book. It's almost like we're getting a peek at the DNA of this whole wealth creation philosophy. So we're going to break it down, look at the core arguments, those ideas that make you really stop and think, and then, most importantly, see how it all connects to you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not just about getting rich. It's like, how do these strategies actually fit into your life, your goals, your values? Does the fast lane actually get you where you want to go? Or is it just another road on that map to, wealth building?
Yeah, and DeMarco, he doesn't waste any time. He comes out swinging at this traditional get rich slow approach.
Yeah.
The 401ks, the index funds, all that. This idea that you got to wait, decades to really enjoy your wealth.
Right.
He calls it wealth in a wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. And to understand DeMarco, you have to kind of get this fundamental problem he sees. It's not just about having money when you're older. It's, can you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Do you have the health, the time, the freedom to actually live the life that you were kind of working towards all those years?
Right, because what's the point of all that sacrifice if if you're not around to actually enjoy it?
Right, exactly.
And I think that resonates with a lot of people. This fear of delaying your dreams for so long that by the time you get there, it's like, well, now what?
And that's where DeMarco's Fastlane comes in, right? And this isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or anything like that. It's about taking control, building businesses, creating income that's not tied to every hour that you work.
He wants you to think differently about wealth, right? Not just trading time for money, but building something that works for you.
Exactly.
Even while you sleep.
Passive income. Become a producer, not just a consumer, right? He went from driving limousines to being a millionaire entrepreneur. I mean, that's the fast lane, right?
His story is incredible. He was driving those high rollers around, and then he becomes one.
Exactly.
But that wasn't some overnight success story. It wasn't luck. He needs systems, right?
No, not at all. It was about creating value, right?
Yeah.
Understanding how wealth is actually generated.
Okay.
And he's very clear, this is not about luck, this is about leverage, right? And he talks about these 5 fast lane business seedlings that can create that passive income, break free from trading your time for money. Rental systems, computer software systems, content distribution, and human resource systems.
So these seedlings, these are like blueprints to building those money trees that he's always talking about.
That's a great way to put it. They're different ways to create value, generate income, but not be, chained to your business.
And he backs this up with real-world examples, his own experiences.
Exactly. He's not just saying this.
Yep.
He did it, rental properties, online businesses. Remember that platform he built for the limousine industry?
Yeah.
That's a distribution system making money.
It's like he's saying, look, I've done this, I've built these systems, here's how they work. It's not just theory.
Exactly. This is a proven framework.
Okay.
And to navigate the fast lane, he gives you the 5 fast lane commandments. The C-hence framework.
Okay.
Control, entry, need, time, and scale. Each one is crucial to this journey.
And he's really passionate about the first 2. Control and need, right? He even tells that story about the woman in the Hyundai bragging about her huge income from home to kind of illustrate this whole idea of you have to own your path to wealth.
100%. Sure, you might be making money, but are you in control?
Right.
Are you dependent on somebody else's system, someone else's rule?
Because that's the sidewalk.
Right.
That's what he calls it. You're stuck in that paycheck to paycheck cycle.
Exactly. Always one step away from disaster.
So it's the fast lane is the opposite of the sidewalk. You're not just building assets. You're creating leverage.
You are in control of your destiny, right?
Yeah.
You're the architect. You build your financial future. And it's not just working hard. You need to be in the driver's seat.
It's that distinction. Are you a driver or a passenger? You can hitch a ride in someone else's fast lane and maybe make some money.
Maybe.
But you're ultimately at their mercy, right?
100%. He wants you to call the shots, build your brand, create a business that reflects your values.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
Makes you think about your own relationship with work, with money, with success.
Yeah.
Are you building your dreams or are you building someone else's? So we've been talking a lot about the business side of the fast lane. But DeMarco doesn't just stop there, right? He also talks about the personal side.
Yeah, absolutely.
This idea of personal responsibility of, making choices that actually get you closer to those goals and really cultivating that success-driven mindset.
You have to have the right mindset. He even gives you these practical tools to help you make better decisions.
Yeah.
Like the worst case consequence analysis.
Right.
Confront your fears head on, right? What's the worst that could happen? And usually the fear is worse than the actual risk.
Yeah, it's so easy to get, paralyzed by that fear.
Absolutely.
Let those what-ifs hold you back. And DeMarco's all about action. It's about taking those calculated risks.
Exactly.
Pushing yourself outside that comfort zone, because that's how you really achieve those goals.
And then he gives you this other tool, the weighted average decision matrix.
Right.
To weigh different options, right? It's like, look at the potential outcomes, good and bad, and really assign weights to them. Like, how important is this to you? So you're not just going with your gut.
Right, it takes the emotion out of it.
Exactly.
You're making this informed, strategic decision.
100%. And then he talks about oil changes, continuous learning. Just like your car needs those tune-ups, so does your mind.
So you're always learning, even when you think you're done with school. You're never really done, right?
Never done, especially in the fast lane. Things are moving so fast.
He almost has this rebellious streak about traditional education.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's all about self-directed learning. The traditional system, it doesn't always teach you the real-world skills, especially for entrepreneurs.
And he walks the walk. I mean, he taught himself web design, internet marketing, everything he needed to know to build his businesses.
Exactly.
So it's proof you don't need that fancy degree.
You don't.
You need the drive to learn,
You have to want to learn and adapt,
Yeah.
right? And he's not saying, just throw away your college degree.
Right.
But be a lifelong learner.
Okay.
Always look for new knowledge, new skills. Especially in today's world, things change so fast.
And it's not just business skills, right?
Yeah.
It's personal development, too. He talks about, really understanding yourself.
100%.
Your strengths, your weaknesses, your motivations, all of that.
Self-awareness is key.
Yeah, because, you could achieve financial freedom, but if you're not happy,
Exactly.
what's the point, right?
What's the point of all that?
You're sacrificing your health, relationships, all of it just for wealth. That's not real freedom.
Exactly. He talks about the paradox of practice, people giving advice they haven't actually used to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Skeptical of these gurus preaching about wealth, but they haven't walked the walk.
Yeah, it's don't take financial advice from someone who's broke.
Exactly. Find mentors who are living proof.
Right.
Who actually have the results you want.
It's about, questioning those assumptions, not just following the herd. And that's DeMarco to a T, He challenges everything we think we know about money, about success.
He challenges the status quo, the conventional wisdom, all of it.
He does not hold back. He paints a pretty bleak picture of that Slowlane lifestyle.
He does.
He's it's not just unfulfilling. It's mathematically, you're probably not going to get there.
Yeah, he breaks it down. The numbers don't lie, right? Taxes, inflation, living expenses. How long to reach $1 million on an average salary?
It's a reality check.
Big time. It makes you question, is that 401k enough?
Right.
Is that company pension gonna cut it?
He's wake up, everybody. The old ways, they don't work anymore if you want real financial freedom.
Exactly. He uses that analogy of the violinist playing in the train station. World-class talent, but nobody notices. Nobody cares.
Nobody's listening.
Right. Wrong environment. And it's a powerful reminder that you might need a different approach, a different strategy if you want to stand out.
So it's about creating your own stage, right?
Oh,
Your own platform, your own business. That's how you showcase your talent.
Yeah.
How you reap those rewards.
100%. And that's where the fast lane comes in, right?
Yep.
Not shortcuts.
Right.
Not get rich quick. It's about building a system, a business that works for you. It creates value.
Yeah.
It generates wealth. But it's sustainable.
Yeah. I love that about his approach. He's not just throwing out motivational stuff. He's giving you a framework, actionable steps, real examples.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when he talks about the 5 Fastlane commandments, the sense framework to evaluate opportunities.
Exactly.
It's like a toolbox
It is.
to escape that slow lane, to build a business with fast lane potential.
100%. And each part of sense, control, entry, need, time, and scale, they're all critical to creating a business that can make you wealthy.
And do it fast, but do it sustainably.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So let's break it down. Let's start with control. He is really big on this one.
Oh yeah, being in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You are in control of your destiny, not dependent on somebody else's system, their rules. He uses network marketing as an example, right?
Okay.
Network marketing can be a fast lane,
Okay.
but you have to own the company, you call the shots.
Right, you're not building someone else's dream.
Exactly. You might make money, but you are at their mercy, right? He wants you to be the architect.
Not a bricklayer. Not a bricklayer, exactly.
He's got a point. It's like the difference between the franchisee and the franchisor,
100%.
One just gives you way more control, more freedom, more potential.
Absolutely. And that leads to the next commandment. Entry. A true fast lane business has barriers to entry.
So it's not something that, like, anyone can just copy overnight.
Exactly. If it's too easy to get into, it's going to be flooded with competition.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's harder to stand out, right?
He uses the eBay example. For a while, it was like the gold rush.
It was.
But then, too many sellers. The market gets saturated.
Exactly. So his point is, find that niche where you can dominate.
Okay.
Where there's something special you offer.
Something unique about you.
Exactly.
So it's not just finding a need in the market. It's finding a need that you can uniquely fill.
100%. You have to have that competitive advantage.
Because that's the need part, right?
Yes.
His whole thing. Don't chase the money, chase the need. Find that problem that people will pay to have solved.
Find their pain point, exactly. But he also cautions against just blindly doing what you love.
Oh, okay.
Turning your passion into a business, because sometimes
It can ruin it.
it can, exactly, because then it becomes work.
Right, it's not fun anymore.
Exactly. And it's harder to have that same passion when you're dealing with the day-to-day grind of a business.
Yeah, DeMarco's a pragmatist. He's not just a cheerleader.
He is. He keeps it real.
Yeah.
He's the coach giving you that tough love.
And he's not afraid of hard work. I mean, he talks about redlining, right?
Yes. Maximum effort.
Pushing yourself to the limit.
Because it's not easy.
No.
The fast lane takes...
We've got that quote. It's like the sweat of success is failure. Like, reframe it.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to fail.
It's not the end, it's a stepping stone.
Exactly.
And he talks about the difference between, like, moronic risk, right? And intelligent risk. Moronic risk is reckless, not much upside. Intelligent risk, calculated, you can manage the downside.
Okay.
Like street racing, that's moronic risk. Quitting your job to pursue your fast lane dream, that can be an intelligent risk.
Okay.
You're not being reckless, you're being bold, but you've thought about it.
It's calculated.
Right, there's a plan.
And big rewards if it works.
Exactly. It's all about weighing those risks and rewards. What are you willing to lose? What are you trying to gain? And that's where time comes in. Another commandment, right?
Right. Time.
You need a business that doesn't chain you to trading your time for money forever.
He wants you to build something that you don't have to work on constantly.
Exactly. Something that frees up your time. Spend time with family, enjoy life, pursue other passions.
So passive income.
Yes.
That's the key. That's how you escape the time for money trap that so many people are stuck in.
100%. It's about working smarter, not harder.
Right. The business works for you, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings us to that final commandment. Scale. Scale.
A true fast lane business, it can grow exponentially. You're not limited by your time, your resources.
So you're not just replacing your job.
No.
You're creating something much, much bigger.
He wants you to think big. Millions of customers, millions in revenue.
Okay.
Technology has leveled the playing field. You can compete with those big corporations now. The internet can take you global.
He wants you to dream big, make a real difference in the world.
Exactly. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right, Dave?
Okay.
The best opportunities are sometimes right in front of us.
He talks about how simple ideas,
The best ones.
yeah, that just solve everyday problems, that's sometimes all it takes.
Make people's lives easier, that's it. You don't need some groundbreaking invention.
He wants you to be observant, right?
Like,
Look for those problems that people face every day and then find a way to solve them.
exactly. And you know what? Those simple ideas, they often make the most money.
Because everybody can use them, right? It goes back to that empowerment message. You're in control of your financial destiny.
100%. You can create the life that you want.
He believes anyone can do it, achieve financial freedom. But it takes a shift in mindset.
Okay.
You got to challenge those old ways of thinking. And then you got to act.
You got to walk the walk.
You can't just talk about it, you got to be about it.
Become the architect of your own life.
Yes. Master of your own destiny.
That's a good way.
Driver of your own fast lane journey.
It's inspiring stuff, but I bet some people are thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but where do I even start? Like, how do you actually go from, dreaming about the fast lane to actually driving on it?
Well, the good news is DeMarco gives you a roadmap. He calls them his 9 Fastlane superchargers.
Right, the superchargers. These are like, what, engine upgrades for your Fastlane journey?
Exactly. It's not just about, picking a random business idea and hoping for the best. This is a system.
Okay.
It optimizes your chances of actually succeeding. And they're very specific. Formula, admit, decide, define, focus, leverage, assets and income, number, affection, and steer.
Wow, that's a mouthful. But each one's a crucial step, right, to designing and building that ideal life.
Exactly. And he breaks each one down, gives you actual things you can do to make it happen. Like, start by defining your ideal lifestyle.
Okay.
What does your dream life actually look like? What are your goals? What do you actually want to do with all this freedom and wealth you're building?
Right, because you got to know where you're going before you can, figure out how to get there.
100%. And once you know, then you figure out your number. Not just a random $1 million, it's the actual cost of your dream life.
I like that. It takes the emotion out of it. It's not about being greedy. It's about, what do you actually need?
Exactly. Then you can build a business designed to reach that number. And that's where affection comes in. Using that law of affection to create massive impact.
Okay, back to the law of affection. How does that work again?
It's all about impact. The more lives you touch, the bigger the scale, the richer you become. So you want to be wealthy, serve a huge audience, solve a problem that impacts a lot of people.
So think bigger than just yourself. Create something that makes a real difference.
Exactly. And he gives tons of examples. Online platforms, software, content creators.
Find those scalable models, right?
Yeah.
The ones that can go global.
Exactly. And listen, you don't need to be some tech genius to do it.
Okay, good.
There are so many ways to use technology to reach people.
This is really empowering stuff. But it's got to be challenging, right? I mean, it can't be easy.
Oh, he's very real about that. The fast lane, it's not some easy path. It takes work, dedication. You got to be willing to push through when things get tough.
He says entrepreneurship isn't a job, it's a lifestyle.
100%. You got to be all in, and you got to have that why, that reason that keeps you going even when you hit those roadblocks.
Because you will hit them, right? Every entrepreneur does.
Of course. But it's how you respond that matters. DeMarco talks about resilience. Learn from those mistakes. Don't give up on your dream.
He also talks about having the right people around you.
Oh, crucial. Mentors, support network. You can't do it alone.
You need people who get it, believe in you, who can give you advice and keep you accountable.
It's about building a team. People who share your vision, your drive, people who want to create something amazing.
And connecting with your audience too, right?
Yeah. Understand their needs, build a community around what you're offering.
It all goes back to that idea of value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Solving problems, making a real impact.
Exactly. The best businesses, they want to make a difference. It's genuine.
So, yeah, the money's important, but it's not everything.
It's part of it, but real wealth, it's bigger than that.
It's about having the life you want, a life that you love.
Exactly. That's the freedom the fast lane can give you.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into the Millionaire Fastlane, what's the one thing you really want listeners to take away from this?
You have a choice. That's it. You can stay on the slow lane, trade your time for money, hope that someday you can retire, or you can choose the fast lane, build a business that gives you freedom and abundance.
It's about taking control,
Yes.
creating the future you want.
Become an entrepreneur. Embrace the journey. Build a life that truly reflects who you are.
It's about becoming the driver of your own Fastlane journey.
Exactly. And remember, it all starts with that first step,